think after 30 years, I think about other stuff and what happened back then. What if he wasn't crazy? No, he was crazy horse also. I'll think of it later on. I'm starting to remember everything from a lot of stuff. His nickname kind of shocked people too. So I'm surprised I really don't remember it. I forgot his name too. We got to be pretty tight though. He went down this one hill, and he didn't put on chains. So I said, "You need to put on chains." I said, "No, I'm not gonna put on chains." Okay. So when he went down there to go down the hill, I had said, "Stop! I'm getting out." He said, "Why are you getting out?" You'll see. He slipped all the way down it. The guy goes, "See you, trainee?" I said, "Yeah." You gonna pass him? Probably. What do you think about this? He's a good driver, a nice, decent person, but he's just being an idiot. It's his problem, not mine. I'm just advised him. He didn't want to do it. He wanted to do it his way. He made it back up. We went into the craft and docked it and everything. I don't say Crazy Horse was it, but it wasn't Crazy Horse. There's another one of those whacked out names used when you're a little off the wall. Now, he got mad at a friend, and he picked up a 30-pound couch. Or no, what was it? An 80-pound couch, and threw it 5, 10, 15 feet at him. I forgot what his name was. It's not like Mike Lubick, something that I really needed to know. That one was the worst one. He came out of Portland, Maine, and was having problems with Candy, and I was telling him about it. He goes, just take her down to Portland and push her off a cliff with the shark will eat her. I'm like, dude, that's insane. So I told Larry Wilson about it, my boss, and he said, I'll put you with somebody else. So he fired him. Because he was pissing in my drinks and all kinds of other stuff he did. When he started laughing, I said, water level rose in that drink, and I smelled it, and damn fool pissed in it. So I threw it out dumped it out right in front of him. He had a big old chuckle in his face. The guy was Looney Tunes. Shouldn't have been driving a truck. He came coming down the hill at me in another truck. I got away from him. He was driving by himself. I walked up to his truck. I looked at him. I said, if you get out, I'm going to kill you. Right straight in the eyes. I said, if you ever do that again, I'm going to call your company. I'm going to fire you. I'm going to have you arrested for attempted murder. Don't think I will? Stay in your truck. He left. I never saw him again. Well, we had 4 or 5 calls. Everybody called him. He lost his job and all kinds of bullshit about that. See that tree up there? It's a bush. Right up at the top, across that brick thing, up on top, it looks like a big old heart. You see it? Huh?
I'm not sure where you're looking at.
Straight across, looks like a big old heart.
Okay, now I see it, yeah.
Cool, huh?
That's cool.
That's sweet. Hang on a second. I'm gonna try to. This is the old phone.
I assumed.
You see that?
Well, like this, the fact that it's got 4 cameras in the back.
Yeah, that's the old one. You know what I could do with this little thing right here?
I don't want to know.
I could connect all 3 phones to my computer and run all the information in.
The problem is your computer's full.
Well, I know that. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to go ahead and dump all the videos that I have.
And to feel a little bit better. And that's just something that, like, every person that engages with the beauty industry must know on some level. That's not to say that, like, if you buy makeup or skincare, you're a bad person.
Yes, we do, baby, because if you want to save your videos, you got to get them off your computer, because it's just taking space. You got to be able to dump them off your phone.
Comparisons to people who
I run the videos through, and when I run through and get enough of them, I ditch them.
Just a big generation
I'm running my
feeling like they're
videos
not
through.
good enough,
I'm not keeping all that stuff. I don't need all that stuff.
These ideals keep
My
changing,
chess
which they
game
just
says, well,
always
you
will,
can't play this. My
because
camera
once
says,
something
well, you
becomes, like,
can't
too
run your
accessible,
camera
then it
now.
become, like,
So what I'll
less
do
You need to
cool
look
or
at your
less
computer, baby, because it
interesting.
seems like it doesn't have enough storage space.
It's old.
So, like, you will never get rid of something. And so,
Microsoft
acceptance,
Microsoft tells me that it's old.
Microsoft's full of fucking shit.
You could look at it if you want.
Well, for one, it said you only had 130 gigabytes. You should have more than that. There should be at least a terabyte drive in there.
I thought there were 13 terabytes in it.
Exactly. So why is he not reading it all? Something's blocking it. That's why I wanted to look at it. There's a program that encrypted off part of the drive or something. I've had that before where I downloaded a program to encrypt part of my drive and it ended up doing like 3/4 of it, and I was like, why do I keep running out of space? Oh, well, yeah, because it's all encrypted. I had to uninstall the program and I lost a bunch of data.
I think I could use all 3 of these phones anyway, but so it's not a waste of money.
You need to get a SD card.
You need to look at this card. It's really pretty interesting.
That SD card should have 200 some gigabytes in it, and it's only registering half. So maybe the new phone will register the other half too.
With one small card?
Yes.
That's what it's got. It's got one small card in it.
Yeah, that is SIM card.
Doesn't have any room to put anything else in it.
Yeah, you got that, so you got to put an SD card in it.
Right here, yeah.
That's why you got to put an SD card in it. Tried to get online with it, and I couldn't unless I was in the house. And I was like, fuck this. And then 2 days later, I ended up getting another phone. I think it was defective from the word go. I should have took it back then. Then I kind of got better while I had connected. Because the other one you got connects just fine. I needed a phone at the time. It wouldn't surprise me if it was old because we did get it from the Verizon store. Evacuated a couple of towns already.
No, Fat County.
I'm gonna get one of those OHVs one of these days. Be nice to go on some of these roads that are just too deteriorated to take a car.
You mean the ones that are so straight up and down that you get out and walk and fall over?
Well, the ones that I don't want to drive up with my only vehicle. I've seen a couple of them in the paper for a couple of grand.
That's not too bad.
New ones are about 10. Fucking ridiculous. That's more than I paid for my only new car I've ever owned. I got it for $9,100.
I thought they would have been more like 20.
Well, this is a 96.
No, the newer ones.
No, well, I mean, you get the fancy ones and shit for that much, but your base model started about 7 to 10.
Can you get them street legal?
Yeah.
Maybe buy one of those instead of
And then you can drive around town. All you need is a stupid sticker. You don't even need to have it licensed. You just need a Mesa or a Moffat County sticker. Then you can drive on any of the roads.
Can you take it out of state?
I don't know about out of state. You might have to get a registration in that other state to drive through it. I mean, if you got one of those that are totally street legal with turn signals and brake lights and all that shit, you're probably fine.
Some family members and victims are frustrated the prosecutors did not pursue the death penalty.
That's an idea.
The survivor had a different take.
That'd be fine. Something we could put on the trailer and take up the hills. Jump off and go on some of these roads that are reluctant to go on.
Any more than they're already broken.
5 people died.
Holy go, but nobody was gonna before.
2022. New plans for Denver's actual
You got create new tracks. I just want to explore what's there.
Companies say they've come up with a mutually agreeable future for the building. That's after months of disagreement. The space was the longtime home of the Jazz Club. The developer initially proposed a building that would have required the demolition of the old structure. The new plans will preserve the brick corner, 2 signs, and a canopy. Public health advocates say common sense steps can help protect you from sometimes serious bug-borne illness like those found during the summer season.
I didn't know if she was turning or not.
That's
I'll
right,
wait
it's
it.
summer, and that means mosquitoes. Oh, joy. Last year, with the big snowpack and wet weather, Colorado got hit hard by West Nile virus. It led the nation in deaths with 51, the highest number in more than 2 decades. And nearly 400 were hospitalized by the virus, for which there is no vaccine. So far, the state is reporting no human cases this year, says Chris Roundy, the state health department's medical entomologist.
We are seeing normal and low normal mosquito activity, which is very different than last year had the summer.
Best advice: avoid bugs at dawn and dusk and wear long sleeves and repellent. I'm John Daly, CPR News.
It's cooler again today for Denver and Colorado Springs. And again tomorrow. This is CPR News on KRCC.
You like chicken man?
Hello and a warm welcome to
You
news
stop
from
everywhere you
the
wanted to
BBC World Service. I'm Celia Hatt.
Yeah.
Oh, minus the library that was closed.
We've received
Yeah.
more details
I knew it was
today
closed
on
a couple days a week, but I wasn't sure what day it was.
UN-backed independent report that
When I first moved into town, it was only open 3 days a week. For 4 hours those 3 days.
The first few months following the October 7th attack by
It was a joke.
Hamas on Israelis. The report, initially released a week ago,
Because I
was the
refused to get internet
37th
service for Linda to sit there
UN
fucking using the
backed
Wi-Fi
mission that's been in
make all her
place for
stupid
years.
ass fucking
Both
videos.
Israel and Hamas declined to cooperate.
Look, I was
with the
kicked out of the
Commission's
fucking
latest
last place.
investigation.
The last 3
In its
places we
report,
lived in
it
was for
found
Big
both
Mouth.
sides were responsible for indiscriminately
bottom not with her
targeting
anymore.
civilians, and both had used sexual violence and torture. Israel, the report says, also used starvation as a tactic of war. The report's
doesn't work
lead
on this.
investigator, Navi
It works on the
is
up
a
and down.
former UN High Commissioner for Human Rights.
Oh, the
In a
case?
rare interview,
Yeah, I have to push
she
it
explained
here.
her
Back
group's
by
key
the-
findings to me.
For the October 7th report, the team captured all the information on social media. We called for
Tell me what kind it
submissions,
is, I'll buy one
interviewed
for you.
witnesses, and came up with violations
Let me know what
committed
kind it is, I'll
by
buy one
Hamas
for you.
and Palestinian
Usually only
armed
about $10
groups,
on
together with some
Walmart.com.
Palestinian civilians. And we now
So I paid
deem
for the other
all those acts as war crimes. We report up to 31st December on Israel's attack on Gaza and Palestinian territories. We set out the facts and say these are war crimes, the crimes against humanity, and they are violations of international human rights laws.
Fungus.
How did you go about compiling this report? What access
Wow.
did you have
Look
to
at
both
that.
sides? To Hamas,
That turned to
to
move
the
around in a
actions
small
of
space.
Hamas, and also to the actions of the Israelis? And
That was
how did you
fun.
find evidence for your conclusions?
It is a challenge, and was a challenge, when we are not allowed. We kept sending requests to Israel so that we can have access to investigate on the ground, talk to victims, talk to the families of hostages. There was no response to each of our requests, and how we overcame that is, firstly, we managed to speak to hostages who had been freed. We met with them in Egypt and Turkey. We called for submissions. We
Not yet,
got
huh?
masses of those from people, experts, researchers, and individuals themselves. So the information came to us,
Are you using this?
even though we can't go there. It